Hi, this is Gerard Saylor from the OD Fargo Public Library in beautiful downtown Lake Mills, Wisconsin. I'm currently in Muskego, Wisconsin at the Public Library for the Murder and Mayhem Conference. One of the attendees is Joe Konrath. Wait, you're often listed as J.A. Konrath, though.
Joseph Andrew.
Joseph Andrew. Why do you use your initials?
Well, I read a series about a Chicago cop named Jack Daniels, and Jack is short for Jacqueline. And the books are thrillers, very much in the James Patterson vein, but they're also laugh-out-loud funny. As you know, the biggest readers of thrillers are women.
So
and about 80% of all mysteries and thrillers are bought by women. Or 80% of their
So you didn't want to have your gender...
So absolutely. So now you can pick up the book and have no bias at all. Is this a man? Is this a woman? We don't know. It's initials.
And that ties into, do guys read your Jack Daniels books?
Oh, some do.
Sure, some do.
Sure. I think the majority of my fans are women.
Yeah.
But men definitely dig them. I mean, you know, it's serial killer stuff, and there's sex and violence and bad humor and all the good stuff.
That's what I like.
Transcends gender.
And how many books now are there? Like 10?
There are 6.
20? 6?
6 in the series, yeah. I got Whiskey Sour, Bloody Mary, Rusty Nail, Dirty Martini, Fuzzy Navel, and Cherry Bomb.
You're a full-time writer, but it also seems like you're kind of like the teaching guru. That's what it comes across.
Kind of you.
Yeah, I mean that people ask you for advice, and not only do they ask you, but you actually provide it.
And my blog is called A Newbie's Guide to Publishing. You can go to jakonrath.com. I had 500 rejections before I got published. I wrote 9 books, over 1 million words, didn't earn a dime at it. It took about 10, 12 years before my first sale. And one of the things I vowed is if I ever did finally land a publishing deal, I would make damn sure that other authors didn't make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah.
So once I was published, I learned as much as I could about the industry, because once I'm in it, I want to stay in it. This is my dream. I'm living the luckiest guy on the planet, living my dream job. Who gets to say that?
You hosted, I don't know, what you call it, a teaching seminar, writing seminar here?
A little while ago, with Marcus Saki.
Yeah, 2.5 hours ago it started. What things do you cover on something like that? Do you look at people's grammar? Do you analyze their characters, their plot lines? How do you help out?
Well, in the case of this, it was a bunch of newbie authors who really wanted to know how to break in, and if their stuff is indeed good enough to break in.
Yeah.
And the second part of that is really the most important. You know, how do you sell a book? You write a damn good book that a complete stranger will pay $25 for.
Yeah.
How do you know that you did that? Well, you can't recognize that yourself, because you can't be objective with your own work. So, you know, join a writer's group, join a critique group. Every college, every library, every major bookstore has a writer's group.
Yeah.
And then you get the criticism, and we need criticism. Praise is like candy. We love it, but it's not good for us.
Well, you mentioned $25.
Okay.
And the segues.
Are you going to give me $25?
No, of course not.
I thought the interview was, you said 20.
Well, I can give you 99 cents for your Kindle book.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting.
I'll take that. Back in April, what happened was I wrote those 9 books that didn't sell.
Right.
Well, I got an agent with book number 6. So 6, 7, 8, and 9 were good enough to be represented. Just because something is publishable does not mean it will be published.
Right.
Getting a major literary agent meant she thought that they were publishable. That's a professional saying, you know what, I think this is good enough, I think it can sell this. She couldn't sell.
Right.
I released them on my website for free.
Right.
And I did this many years ago. And along comes this thing called the Kindle. And I would get emails from fans saying, I'd love to read your free books on the Kindle, but I can't because it doesn't work. The Kindle can't read PDFs. The first Kindle couldn't. And that's what I was giving away on my site. So I said, okay. Investigated it, decided to throw them up on Amazon for free, these e-books that New York didn't want. And I couldn't put it up for free. Authors aren't allowed to do that.
Right. So
I had to charge a nominal fee. I'd chose like $1.59, $1.99. And since April, I've sold about 14,000 of them. So it's paying my mortgage now. These books that nobody wanted.
Wow.
And I'm still giving away for free. It's only going to get bigger.
It's only going to get bigger. And the neat thing about it, it's not like VHS versus Betamax, because it's easy to convert from like a word file to anything that's going to be readable by the...
Well, actually, you hit on one of the problems. 10 years ago, everybody thought ebooks was going to be the next big thing,
Right.
and it wasn't. It didn't pan out that way. And part of that is because we don't just have VHS and beta. We've got 10 different proprietary formats.
Right.
Barnes & Noble is doing the same thing with the Nook. Sony's got their reader. I've got an iPhone. Do you have an iPhone yet?
No.
You're the last person, I think. That's,
Yeah, it must be.
And Barry Eisler said something interesting.
Barry Eisler said something interesting?
Yeah, once, which is, I think, a first for Barry. He said, just as a thought experiment, what if we grew up reading on ebooks? Would there be any advantage at all to inventing print?
Yeah.
Is there any?
Just batteries.
Well, yeah, and batteries now. I mean, I just bought a netbook, a low computer.
Yeah.
9.5-hour battery.
Yeah.
And that's an obsolete one. Now they got 15-hour.
Well, and I've thought about that. I mean...
And Kindle's a 2-week battery.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going to lead, but the indications are if the power source is there, that electronically that's going to take over from print.
And the publishers now want e-rights because they recognize that
Yeah.
e-rights are the future. I would be very hesitant to sell my e-rights to a publisher who wanted to print my book because I believe in the long run I could perhaps make more money than my publisher could, and that's strange. That hasn't happened in the history of publishing before. The only way to reach an audience is through a publisher. And now, you know what? You can reach an audience and you don't necessarily need a publisher. Kind of cool.
So I spoke to Eisler on camera, I don't know, sometime in the spring when he came through on this book tour.
Okay.
And I was quite surprised. He did not have a favorite Star Wars character.
Okay. I can see that about Barry.
Do you?
Favorite Star
Star Wars?
Solo.
And so?
But he shoots first.
There's
revisionist.
There's still an uproar over
No,
that.
he shot first. For those of you who aren't as geeky as we are.
Oh, I know.
When George Lucas retooled, well read in the Star Wars universe.
Okay, one book question before I run out of time.
Sure.
Because I haven't actually asked any questions about books.
It's been fun though.
Yeah.
We've been having some fun.
I read Awake.
Oh, okay.
By Jack Kilborn, Alter Ego.
Afraid.
Afraid. What did I say?
You said awake. You were hopefully awake when you read it.
Yeah. What's the next one, Tyler?
We're not sure yet.
Oh, I thought you
we'll
had
see. But
well, anyway, so I read that, and that was
Read
based.
Afraid.
That was based or set in central Wisconsin.
a little more northern.
Okay.
Around Chippewa Falls area.
Northern Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin. I still know the geography very well. So why?
Shaped like a mitten.
Why?
No, wait, that's Michigan.
Why there?
I needed a area that was secluded, and I grew up. My grandparents had a vacation home up in Spooner,
Yeah.
and Spooner's a very small town, or at least it's bigger now, but it was much smaller. A couple thousand people when I was a kid. And I remember going up to Spooner and thinking, you know what? Somebody could completely annihilate this entire town, and nobody would know.
Yeah.
They'd be able to just cut them off, a couple roads going in and out, isolate it, and just wipe out the entire town, and no one would be able to stop it. And, where's help going to come from? The nearest hospital's an hour away.
Yeah.
So that was in the back of my mind for years. And I thought, what if we took some seriously messed up characters and gave them Rambo training? Like, what if we took psychopaths and instead of the U.S. government making killers out of soldiers and teaching the laymen to shoot and kill, they take the killers and they turn them into soldiers.
What a great idea!
We've got 6 Hannibal Lecters with Black Ops training, and I drop them in a small Wisconsin town with one road going in and out, and mayhem ensues.
I'm George Saylor, the OD Fargo Public Library in beautiful downtown Lake Mills, Wisconsin, Muskego, Wisconsin, with J.A. Konrath, author of the Jack Daniels series, and also as Jack Kilborn of a horror book, Afraid.
Awake.
Awake.
No, it's Afraid. You're right.
Afraid.